Hello everyone, I am Surbhi and once again welcome to my channel Key Differences. Today in this video, we are going to talk about the difference between void and voidable contract. So friends, let's get started. Now first of all, we will understand the term contract. Contract refers to an oral or written agreement between two parties which can be enforceable by law. Enforceable by law means that the contract is legally binding in nature and it fulfills all the requirements of law, creating mutual obligations on the parties concerned. Basically, a contract states the rights and duties of the parties to contract as well as the terms and conditions of agreement. Now, you must be wondering, what is an agreement? When one person offers something to another who in turn accepts the offer, it is called as an agreement. So, in a nutshell, we can say that offer plus acceptance results in agreement, wherein an offer states what exactly will be provided and acceptance means to give consent regarding the offer. Here it must be noted that the consent must be given by the party to whom the offer is made. Come, let's discuss the types of contract. On the basis of validity, there are five types of contract: valid contract, void contract, voidable contract, illegal contract, and unenforceable contract. Void contract. A contract which fails to be enforceable by law is considered as void contract right from the time when it lacks enforceability. This means that a contract that is void cannot be enforced by either party. The law treats a void contract as if it has never come into existence, and so it does not have any legal effect. Further, it does not mean that they are void ab initio, that is, void from the very beginning. Rather, it is valid when the contract is created, but they are no longer enforceable. Now come, let's take some examples to understand this. Mickey agrees to make a customized sofa for Paul's new house. After a few days, Mickey died in a plane crash. Now, the contract becomes void due to the impossibility of performance. John enters into a contract with Robin, who is a rice merchant, to supply 10 quintal of rice, but before the delivery was made, an earthquake occurred, in which the godown collapsed and everything was destroyed, which made the contract void. Voidable contract refers to a contract in which one party is in a position or has the right to rescind or enforce the contract when it is discovered that the contract contains some defect as to the free consent of the parties involved. This means that there is a lack of free consent of one of the parties to the contract, and so the party whose consent is affected has the right to deny performing his part or obligation. However, if the aggrieved party fails to exercise the option within reasonable time, it may turn into a legally binding contract. Moreover, if the party chooses not to repudiate the contract, then despite the fact the contract remains valid and enforceable. Now come, let's discuss this with an example. Alex threatened to kill Ben if he does not sell his house worth rupees 2 crores for rupees 2 lakhs. Consequently, Ben made a contract with Alex, so the contract is voidable at the option of Ben. Lisa sells a dog to Kate, saying that he is absolutely sound, even after knowing that the dog is unsound, for rupees 10,000. Later on, Kate comes to know that the dog is unsound, which amounts to fraud, making the contract voidable at the option of Kate. Now let's discuss the differences between void contract and voidable contract. A void contract refers to a contract which fails to be enforceable by law when it lacks enforceability. This means that the contract is valid when it is created but subsequently lacks enforceability. A voidable contract is one in which one party has the option to enforce or avoid it and not at the option of other or others. Next, a contract becomes a void contract due to change in law or circumstances, such as subsequent illegality or impossibility of performance, as against when the consent of parties is not free, then the contract becomes voidable contract. That is, if the consent of any of the party is influenced by coercion, undue influence, fraud and misrepresentation, the contract is termed as voidable. Next. In a void contract, the performance of the contract is not possible. Conversely, when the aggrieved party does not exercise the right to rescind the contract within stipulated time, he or she can be sued by the other claiming the performance. Next, when it comes to validity, a void contract is valid when it is formed but subsequently becomes void due to unavoidable reasons. On the contrary, a voidable contract is valid until the party whose consent is not free chooses to revoke it. A void contract does not confer any right to the parties concerned because it does not have any legal effect. Conversely, in a voidable contract, the aggrieved party has the right to rescind it. Lastly, suit for damages. In a void contract, the suit for damages are not given by any party to another. However, if any benefit received by any party, it has to be restored back. In contrast, in case of a voidable contract, the aggrieved party can claim damages from the other party. So friends, this brings me to the end of this lesson. I hope you find the lesson very useful and all your doubts regarding the difference between void contract and voidable contract are clear now. However, if you want to study the topic further in detail, you can visit our official website, that is keyreferences.com. Here you can find a detailed comparison of void contract and voidable contract along with their definitions and example. Links are also provided in the description below. So guys, please like this video, share it with your friends, and if you have any queries or feedback for me, then feel free to comment below. And guys, do subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon if you haven't subscribed yet to never miss an update from Key Differences. Until next time, this is me Surbhi signing off.